Some moments are just too perfect not to recreate. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 movie scenes you definitely reenacted as a kid. For this list, we're going to be talking about memorable movie moments that are fun to act out, no matter what your age. Number 10, Wax On, Wax Off, The Karate Kid.
I promise teach karate. That's my part. You promise learn. I say you do. No question.
There are only a few things that can make chores more interesting, and training for karate is definitely one of them. Unfortunately, Daniel didn't know what he was learning when he started doing chores for Mr. Miyagi, which is kind of a genius move on the karate master's part.
Wax on, right hand. Wax off, left hand.
After weeks of painting fences, sanding floors, and waxing cars, Daniel was getting mad. That is, until the grand reveal, and we knew in that moment that waxing would never be the same again. It's no longer a mundane chore, but an epic part of learning karate. At least that's what we like to tell ourselves when we're stuck doing seemingly menial household tasks.
Show me wax on, wax off. That! Show me paint the fence. Face!
Number 9, Stair Training, Rocky. Now we're going to go from training for karate through chores to training for boxing with stairs. Like many films from the 70s, Rocky features an epic training montage of Rocky Balboa pushing himself, and it culminates with him running up a long set of stairs and a triumphant celebration at the top. Of course, we all want to feel that way, especially after climbing stairs. So we're not ashamed to say that we've also pumped our fists and celebrated like no one is watching at the top of some steps, whether that be when we were younger or maybe a little older. If you want to really dedicate yourself to recreating this scene with the utmost accuracy though, then make your way to the Philadelphia Museum of Art where the scene was actually filmed. Number 8, My Precious, The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers.
Precious!
When someone attempts to take something of yours that you're feeling oddly possessive about, why don't you try clutching it to your chest and whisper in the creepiest voice you can muster, "My precious." There really isn't any other option for Tolkien fans or even members of the human race who are into pop culture.
Yes, precious, he could.
Either the person laughs or looks at you funny and leaves you alone, but either way it's a win-win. Not that we would know from youthful experience or anything. That's what they get for taking your ring of power, chocolate bar, or whatever it happens to be.
Precious wants a precious rope.
Peter, enough with the rope.
Also wants ice cream.
Number 7, The Lift, Dirty Dancing. What a movie and what a glorious moment it is when Baby runs at Johnny and he lifts her gracefully over his head during Dirty Dancing's finale. Whether you are the one being lifted or the one doing the lifting, the reenactment of this scene can be risky, but it's worth it to have the time of your life. Johnny and Baby were smart and practiced the lift in a lake to prevent potential injuries. We're sure parents appreciated the good example, even if it sometimes transformed pool time into dance practice.
Good, now hold the position. Hold it. Good, don't break.
For any of you wanting to try doing this now, take note that it does take time to perfect the lift. After all, Patrick Swayze was a trained dancer, and it still took him and Jennifer Grey a few days to nail it. Number 6, Dodging Bullets, The Matrix. Who doesn't want to be the chosen one? They're a badass who dodges bullets, defies gravity, and really pulls off the all-black look. The moment we saw Neo during the bullet time fight scene, we knew nothing would be the same again. Whether we had to dodge Nerfs, dodgeballs, or who knows what, real life became a lot more epic after The Matrix. We'd be lying to ourselves if we said we still don't try to imitate this scene well into our adulthood. Of course, it's impossible for the average human to lean as far back as Neo did without hurting yourself. After all, Keanu Reeves himself had wire work and special effects to make it happen. So remember that dedication to slow motion and taking the proper precautions is the important part.
Hold on a second. Just give me a moment.
Number 5, Disco Moves, Saturday Night Fever. Ah, disco, an era with upbeat music and incredible dance moves. It took over America for about 10 years before the fire sizzled out. But luckily, movies like this immortalized moves like the hustle and the bump. John Travolta just made it all look so good that we couldn't help but try to swing our hips like he did on the dance floor. Yep, we even attempted to get down even if we had to leave the bell-bottoms at home. Come on, we know we're not the only ones who channeled and perhaps still channel our inner Travolta, shook our groove thing, and rode out that disco fever whenever we heard the Bee Gees. Number 4, holding up Simba, the Lion King. Family pets may not have enjoyed this particular movie scene, but for everyone else, it has brought years of entertainment. When Rafiki holds Simba over Pride Rock with the Circle of Life blasting in the background, it's a powerful moment and one that definitely bears repeating. Fluffy may have never acknowledged you again, but it was a small price to pay for the Circle of Life. Number 3, the East Compton Clovers routine, Bring It On. Recreating this scene took dedication, talent, and a whole lot of attitude. The moment the Clovers stomped and clapped their way through "Brr, it's cold in here," all the cool kids knew what they needed to do. So in houses all over the world, the song was blasted on repeat as we stomped and clapped, rehearsing the dance until it was perfected and ready for the next school dance.
Tried to steal our bit, but you look like shit, but we're the ones who are down with it.
And it was even better if we were challenged to a dance-off and we could whip out the routine to destroy our competition. Ah, the good old days.
Brr, it's cold in here. I said there must be some toros in the atmosphere. I know you didn't think a white girl made that shit up. Our free cheer service is over as of this moment.
Number 2, I'm the King of the World, Titanic. When Jack stood at the bow of the Titanic, with wind blowing through his hair and high above the ocean, he felt invincible. Just a poor boy high on life who got where he was with a lucky hand of cards. So if, after drying our tears, we ever found ourselves in a situation where the wind caught our hair just right, or, actually on a boat, it's hard not to want to feel as free and life-loving as Jack.
I'm the king of the world!
So yes, we may have screamed, "I'm the king of the world!" on many a previous occasion, but can you really blame us?
Hey look, I'm king of the world! Woo!
It's fun because everyone understands the reference and it just feels so good. And yes, if we happen to have a friend with us, we did help them fly just like Rose did. Admit it, you did too.
I'm flying! Jack!
Before we reveal the number 1 scene we all recreated as kids, here are a few honorable mentions.
You'll find I'm a chantament here.
First you gotta do the Truffle Shuffle.
Come on!
Do it!
Come on!
Do it!
Just take those old records off the shelf.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Bend and Snap, Legally Blonde.
It's called the Bend and Snap. Watch this.
It's hard to say how many men have been lured with the seductive powers of the bend and snap, but user beware. It has a 98% success rate and it's not to be used lightly. When Paulette is unable to get over her shyness while trying to win over the delivery man in Legally Blonde, Elle knows it's time for this move. For those who haven't tried it before, don't worry, it's easy. Drop something, bend over to pick it up, and snap back up with attitude. And hopefully without breaking someone's nose. Not that that's ever happened or anything.
I got it.
And even if you're not trying to attract someone's attention, there's no denying that it's actually quite fun to do, which may or not be why we found ourselves doing this move in front of the mirror, at the salon, and who remembers where else. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.